Good morning. As Father said, my name is Kimberly Brown, and I've been a member of St. Peter's since my family moved to Columbia when I was 11 months old. And well, I'm a lot older than that now. Other than a brief visit to Our Lady of the Hills when she was first being established, and a few years when I lived in North Carolina, I can say without a doubt that I've grown up in this parish, and this is my home. When I think back to all the encounters I have had with God through the sacraments, the Mass, my fellow parishioners, and even the strangers that I've encountered, I'm overwhelmed by these sacred spaces and how they have shaped and impacted my life. In this space alone, I've experienced my highest highs and my lowest lows. In that very aisle right there, I danced in a school Christmas pageant circa 1970-something. And I lectured at my first Mass as a fifth grader. The ambo used to be on that side. I was confirmed here as an eighth grader and a proud graduate of St. Peter's School. As an RCIA sponsor, I've crossed the heads and hands and feet of many catechumenates looking to come into full communion with the church. Celebrated both of my sisters' weddings here and 5 of their children being baptized here. My parents renewed their 25th wedding vows here, and they did their 55th at my house with Father in tow. And I walked down that aisle 18 years ago on my daddy's arm to the love of my life, Paul. 2 of our children were baptized here. All 4 received their first communion here. 3 were confirmed, and Mamie is shortly to follow. But we've also mourned the loss of our child to a miscarriage here. And then just last year, we celebrated the funeral mass of my daddy, Jack Searing. The last time I physically saw his face was in Neglia Hall. And I whispered to him, "I'll see you again in the eternal sanctuary, Daddy, and we'll be with God together." Oh, these places have changed my life. Did you know there's a basement underneath here? We used to use it as the makeshift gymnasium when it was raining, and we'd have PE down there. But it also made for an awesome haunted house for our fall festival. And in the current, underneath the current Neglia Hall was our former Murphy Hall, and it was down in a basement. And I remember making sandwiches for the press who had come and gathered to see the Pope when he came in 1997. A saint sat in these walls with us. I fed many homeless. I fed many meals to our young adults and to the 50 Plus Club, which I'm a card-carrying member of now, to the Sodality. It's just been an absolute joy to share so many moments with so many milestones within the walls of not just this space, but literally this city block. And now we have an opportunity to provide not only for the current needs of our parish, but also for the needs of future generations. One need, which is space for adult education, has always been near and dear to my heart. We call ourselves the wandering nomads because we never have had an adequate or permanent space to call our own. We're always on the move. We go where there's an open space. My poor husband has sat in chairs that are appropriately sized for preschoolers, but not so much for his 6'4" frame. I am forever grateful to those who came before me, who made sacrifices with their time, talent, and treasure to provide these spaces. I've also been a part of previous capital campaigns that renovated this sacred space twice now, and built the current gathering and administrative area. I clearly remember making my first commitment as an adult, just out of college, first job, no money, waking up in the middle of the night to rerun my numbers, my budget. Lord, can I do this? Can I make this commitment to you? Because I wanted to make sure that I could honor that commitment. It was a $5,000 over 5 years, and it was to sponsor a pew. We weren't even replacing the pews, we were just sponsoring them at that time. So this past summer, when Father replaced the pews that we have now, I asked him, I said, I got to have my little nameplate back. Not because it's mine, but because every time I walked into church and I saw that, I was reminded of God's faithfulness. He said to me, if you will be faithful to your promise, I will provide the rest. And he did. And on this Mother's Day, I ponder my role as a mother and firmly believe that the greatest gift I can share with my children, the only one that really matters because it is eternal, is my faith. And to do that, I must have your help, your commitment to build spaces in which children and adults have an opportunity to experience the divine. This incredible space that we worship in cost a little over $60,000 in 1910. We wouldn't be able to do that for less than probably $35 million now. But impoverished Irish immigrants who were digging the Columbia Canal sacrificed that for you and for me. And the good news is Father's not asking for near that much. Considering that everything that we have is a gift from God and rightly belongs to Him, won't you please join me and my family in supporting this campaign so that this generation and generations to come can encounter the divine in the sacred spaces that we build together. Thank you.